They don't build strength in perfect conditions. They build it when everything is working against them. While most people today worry about supplements, protein powders, and perfect diets, the men of United States Navy SEALs rely on something much simpler. A few cheap, proven foods used with precision. No luxury meals, no trends, just what actually works when the body is pushed to its limits. And that's the part most people miss. It's not about having more food, it's about having the right food, used the right way. A small group of everyday staples quietly does all the work building muscle, fueling strength, and keeping performance high under pressure. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just consistent results. Because once you understand how these foods actually work together, you realize something. You don't need a complicated diet to get strong, you need a system. A system built on 3 simple layers: the foundation that builds muscle, the fuel that powers performance, and the force multiplier that takes your strength to another level. In this video, I'll break down the 4 simple foods behind this system, and at the end, I'll show you exactly how cheap it is to eat like this, because real strength isn't expensive, it's disciplined. Whole eggs and sardines. Every elite operator knows that you cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. If you want real functional muscle that doesn't just look good but actually performs, you need the right building blocks. That starts with whole eggs. Forget the old myths about only eating the whites. The yolk is where the magic happens. It is packed with healthy fats and the exact nutrients your body needs to keep your hormones in check. When your body is under stress, whether it's from a heavy lift or a grueling day of work, you need that internal support. Eggs are essentially the cheapest high-quality protein on the planet. They are simple, they are fast, and they work. But if you want to take it to the next level, you have to look at canned sardines. I know what you are thinking. They aren't exactly a luxury meal, but there is a reason these are a staple for people who need to stay lean and strong on a budget. They are loaded with omega-3s and calcium, because you are eating the tiny bones too. This isn't just about big muscles. It is about making your joints and bones as tough as iron. Think about it like this. While everyone else is spending $30 on a fancy salmon dinner, you are getting the same benefits for $2. It takes discipline to eat what works instead of what tastes like a cheap meal. But here is the thing. Protein and fats are the building blocks, but you still need the gasoline to keep the engine running. Most people get this part wrong and end up feeling sluggish or bloated. There is a specific combination of 2 dirt-cheap staples that creates a complete fuel source, and it might be the most important part of this whole plan. Do you know which 2 pantry items can actually replace a steak when it comes to your muscles? Let's look at the engine room of this diet: white rice and black beans. If the eggs and sardines are your building blocks, then white rice and black beans are the fuel that keeps the heavy machinery moving. In a world where people are afraid of carbs, the most elite performers know better. You cannot sustain high-intensity strength training on air. You need energy. White rice is the ultimate clean fuel. It is easy on the stomach, which is vital when you are pushing your body to the limit. It doesn't cause the bloating or digestive issues that slow you down. It goes straight to your muscles to replenish what you burned off during your workout. But rice alone isn't enough. That is where the black beans come in. When you combine these 2 together, something interesting happens. You create a complete amino acid profile. Individually, they are just plants. Together, they become a powerhouse that rivals animal protein for a fraction of the cost. You can feed yourself for an entire week for the price of 1 fast food burger. It takes a certain level of mental toughness to eat the same reliable fuel every day. It isn't about being fancy, it is about being consistent. While the average person is searching for variety, the high performer is searching for results. However, even with all this energy and protein, there is a gap. Your body needs more than just calories to stay in the fight. It needs raw micronutrients that most people completely ignore. We are about to talk about the secret weapon of this diet. It is a food that is so nutrient-dense, It's basically a natural cheat code, but most people are too scared to even try a bite. If you can stomach this next one, your strength will go through the roof. Are you ready to see what the ultimate nature's multivitamin actually is? Beef liver and peanut butter. Now, we come to the part of the plan that separates the tourists from the operators. If you want the results of the top 1%, you have to be willing to do what the other 99% won't. We are talking about beef liver. In the wild, the alpha of the pack doesn't head for the prime rib. They go straight for the organ meats. Why? Because beef liver is the most concentrated source of vitamins on the planet. It is loaded with iron and B vitamins that act like high-octane fuel for your red blood cells. When you are deep into a training session and your lungs are screaming for air, that extra oxygen carrying capacity is what keeps you standing while everyone else is taking a knee. It is incredibly cheap because most people can't handle the taste, but for a broke elite athlete, that is just a competitive advantage. To round this out, we use peanut butter. This is your caloric insurance policy. When you are operating on a budget, it is hard to get enough calories to actually force your muscles to grow. Peanut butter is dense, portable, and packs a massive punch of healthy fats. It has been a staple in military rucksacks for a reason. It is the steady, slow-burning fuel that keeps you functional when the day gets long. But even with the best fuel in the world, there is a hidden trap. You can have the perfect diet and the perfect workout, yet still wake up feeling weaker than you did yesterday. Why do some people explode with strength on this diet while others just stay the same? It's not about what you are eating. It's about a strange biological reset that happens when your body thinks it's under attack. Are you accidentally signaling to your brain that it should protect your fat and burn your muscle instead? At the end of the day, a Navy SEAL isn't defined by a fancy kit or an expensive gym. They are defined by the ability to thrive in uncomfortable situations. This diet isn't about enjoying a gourmet meal. It's about viewing food as a tool to accomplish a mission. It is boring, it is repetitive, and it is undeniably effective. When you stop eating for entertainment and start eating for performance, your entire world changes. You stop being a consumer and start being a producer of your own strength. This is the path to building a body that doesn't just look strong, but actually is strong. If you are ready to leave the excuses behind and start building real power, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're stripping away the nonsense and getting back to what actually builds a human being.